What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. It's Friday. It's the J team. What's up, Jay? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I already had a busy morning for no apparent reason.
Explain.
I had like phone calls, tax stuff.
Oh God,
It's coming, man. April 15th. It's happening.
It's
So,
annoying because I put off my taxes till October 15th from last year, and so now it's like, man, 6 months later, and it's here. It fucking
yeah,
sucks.
it's one of those things, man. It's like I always think about that. It's like, let me pay the extra money to push it to October so I don't have to think about it anymore. Hoping, well, it won't happen this year. Probably not. Government passes something. They're like, yeah, you don't have to pay anything, but it probably won't happen. Hope
Yeah,
can be
it'll
a
just
powerful drug,
incentivize
though.
me to make less money. That's the
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I doubt it, but like I said, like you always say, hope is a powerful drug.
Hope is
Hope is
the
a
most
powerful
powerful
drug.
drug. There's people who still think George Lucas is gonna put on a MAGA hat and bust down Kathleen Kennedy's office, pick her up, and throw her out on the street, and
You
that
know,
the secret war of him and John Favreau and Dave Filoni that they've been waging the whole time, that'll come to fruition. And there's still people that think that. So, hope
actually,
is
I
hope.
saw something the other day where somebody is convinced that the sequel trilogy is going to get retconned in the Mando and Grogu film. So,
Man, that's weird. It's almost like you had 3 seasons to kind of move away from the sequel trilogy.
yeah.
Uh, but instead, from the very first season, they connected it to the sequels.
Yeah.
And it's only been more obvious as it's gone on. Some people were too retarded to understand that even in the first season, when they're making references to, people or events or planets that appeared in the sequel trilogy, that those are actually links to the sequels. That's so strange and so crazy and so weird. But no, that's the reality.
It's reality. I will say this, though. Speaking of positive things, I did my first Transformers live stream over on my basement channel to talk about the amazing Skybound Transformers comic. I know you've got Transformers. There it is. There's your Transformer. Man, that series is so good, man. If you like G1 Transformers, anyone in the chat, if you like the G1, that is the comic series. They put that in the right hands. I can't scream loud enough on how amazing it is if you're a Transformers person. It's incredible. It's incredible. So I had a lot of fun. It's like I haven't had that much fun in a long time going over that stuff. So
Never
big
big
Starscream guy over
Transformers.
here, as you could tell. Big Starscream guy.
Never big Transformer guy. I think that like I had a couple toys or whatever growing up because they were cool, but never got into the cartoon or any of that shit. But I'm glad you're having a good time over
I am
there.
having a great time. It was great. So
Andy Dottie here became a YouTube member. Well, thank you, Andy. And then for $20, Andy says, my favorite part of Interstellar is how humanity's saved by a 5D love box at the center of a black hole that Cooper enters so he can communicate a complex formula to his daughter using second hands on a watch. Get the fuck out of here. I've never seen Interstellar.
I've never seen Interstellar either. That's the other guys. They're the Interstellar fans. They love to talk about Interstellar. I think it comes up at every moment of every live stream that Jeremy ever has. He talks about how great Interstellar is. So, and good on him that he likes something.
Yeah, and the more that he
Everybody says that
bitches
he
at me
hates
to
stuff.
the more he bitches at me to watch it, the less inclined I am to ever do so.
I'm in the same boat. The more they scream about it, I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Almost like Daredevil. People are like, man, you should just check out Daredevil, Jay. I'm like, man, I'm waiting. I've put a fork in it. I'm waiting. I want to make sure they don't screw up the Punisher's logo. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna watch other people's reviews. Actually, speaking of watching reviews, Reacher is doing very, very well. I caught the tail end of you and Gary, so I'm inclined to get back in. I like the first 2 seasons. Wasn't they? I thought they were fine, but
First season's like incredible, I think. The first season's incredible. Second season is okay. Third season is back to like where I felt is better than the second one. I don't know if it's quite at the peaks of the first one yet, but it's good. But yeah, when it comes to viewership, not only is it slightly higher than season 2, which was like massively bigger than season 1 when it came out, but yeah, Amazon made the announcement that Reacher is the biggest returning audience they've ever had for a series. So basically anything that got a subsequent season after season 1, it's the biggest they've ever seen. I think 55 million views or something over the first 19 days.
Not Rings of Power?
No, and that's basically what they're revealing is that essentially kicks Rings of Power's ass for a fraction of the price. And yeah, look, I know there's some people who, despite Alan Richson saying exactly the same things he said for like 7 or 8 fucking years, they just heard about it between seasons 2 and 3 and said, I'm not watching. Apparently that didn't really have too big of an effect. Hey, maybe the numbers in America will be a little less than what we're seeing internationally. I don't know. But overall, none of that comes into the show at all in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, it's performing very well. And look, it's nothing revolutionary. It's just kind of plain old, straightforward, maybe a little cheesy-ish at times, but a little bit old school. And it's just solid, you know? It's solid. And you're just watching a kind of a fun story develop in front of your eyes. And the Reacher books are kind of simple.
Just a
And
jacked guy beating people up and killing people and solving crime, pretty much.
he had a little bit of a Rambo. He had kind of a Rambo moment in the last episode where he was getting chased into the fucking woods, and these guys were shooting at him, and he was outnumbered. So he kind of shoots out the lights of their four-wheelers that they were like tracking him with, and he goes fucking down by the river, gets some fucking mud all over his face, all over his arms, so he can be kind of dark in the forest, and just starts creeping up on people, snapping their necks, stabbing him in the neck.
Wow.
And then he fucking killed this one dude by wrapping a winch around his neck and fucking hitting it, and it like drags him all the way back into the four-wheeler, and he just chokes him to death. It was pretty cool.
Actually, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's good. Like I said, it's like I don't think anyone should tune into it being like, holy shit, this is the most this is has so much depth, and oh, it just has this incredible message. No, it's just a fucking dude who kills bad guys. It's what it is. It's like a Western type of feel to
Well,
it.
the viewership numbers it speaks volumes though that like people are returning and actually gaining a bigger audience than what before. So
yeah,
I guess that's the goal for any show, right? Unlike Daredevil, Rings of Power, anything else that we talk about where the numbers are in the toilet.
Yeah,
So,
and it just is slightly higher than what they had. I think the first 3 weeks, basically, for Reacher season 2, it's like 0.5% higher than what they had then. So it's pretty much on line with season 2, which was a big jump up from season 1. But I mean, I think Fallout was the most viewed thing in terms of watch hours on Prime Video last year. Reacher season 2 was second, despite the fact that it came out before that year actually started. So yeah, it's not something you're going to see a whole lot of posts about on social media because you don't have a lot of like 23, 24-year-old pronouns and bios people that are like watching it and shipping these people or whatever. It's mostly an older audience. It's mostly an older demographic that's probably not constantly tweeting out about their favorite Reacher moment and hashtagging it. Yeah, it's doing very well. It's doing very well.
That's the goal.
I
think that's the goal.
Single white female is getting a reboot. The only problem is neither of the stars are white.
That is true. Did
Wait,
you
is
hear
that for
about
real?
this? Yeah, I'll show you. Let me pull that up real quick. From the Hollywood Reporter. From the old Hollywood Reporter. Here we go. Elizabeth Gablers, which has a deal with Sony, is looking to remake the 1992 horror drama Single White Female with Jenna Ortega
And Taylor Russell.
and Taylor Russell.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they're not going to call it Single White Female, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega is probably one of the favorite people in Hollywood, because if you want to call it a diverse casting, you can. Also, if you
you need a white character,
she's gonna look super white. She's like the perfect Hollywood diversity person, because she can check a box but still be completely white passing if you have her in the right look. So
that's almost like Ariana Grande now.
Bro, Ariana Grande looks so much. Not just obviously there's been the slight weight change and everything, but she just looks so different with her hair, with the color of her skin, everything, the way she speaks. I said this before when I answered this question. Somebody did a fuck, marry, kill with Ariana Grande involved in it. I was like, I think she I truly think, and there's a handful of women like this that are in the world. You've probably experienced them sometimes. They don't really know who they are. So their personality is dependent on whatever friend or romantic interest they have at the time, and they latch onto that and they replicate that and they make that be them. And I feel like Ariana Grande is one of those types of people, maybe that's part of fucking growing up the entire time in Hollywood and being in front of the camera all your life and always pretending to be this or pretending to be that. But she seems like somebody who doesn't really know who she is. And maybe she's found that. Maybe she hasn't. This is who she is. But she's gone through a couple different phases, certainly.
I mean, in college, my phase was Vanilla Ice. So, all right,
I can see that.
Collaborate and listen. I was in Miami, all that stuff. So why not?
Andre CR, hail Jay Baker, the best catcher in the league. Locals inside joke. You guys watched Major League 2 yesterday, right?
I didn't. I don't know.
I think that was the Locals watch party. Just so you guys know, we do a lot of watch parties over on Locals. So, that link is in the description below. You guys can go check that out. They did Major League last week, Major League 2 this week.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do live reactions to wrestling events or UFC events. I think they might be doing some hockey tonight, stuff like that. So a little bit of everything over there. And I think there's polls where you can kind of vote for the next watch party and things like that. So you guys can get involved over there on Locals.
Yeah, they're having a good time. Unfortunately, I try to join as much as possible, especially I'm always on the wrestling pay-per-view streams that they have, because those are a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll pop in as much as I can.
So much of it just depends on the times and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously tonight, I have FNT, and then they're doing that we're on the end of FNT, so I'll be on there for 4 hours. Yesterday when they did the watch party, I was on open bar for 3 hours, then immediately hopped into the Reacher reaction stream with Gary over on his live channel. So it's just, it just depends. What we got going on.
All right,
empty-headed. I agree with Josh. Hashtag bring back Jay.
Where is Jay?
Art Vandalay. Hey guys.
Vandalay Industries.
Have you seen Severance? It's pretty good. I haven't. Apple TV's I have basically seen nothing from Apple TV.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that free week. You know how all these streamers are get a free week and then you can watch. So eventually it'll come around, and then I'll catch up on Severance. I heard great things about it.
I've heard really good things. I've also heard a couple people say that the second season, they felt like not enough really happened in it, but I've heard other people say real good things about it.
Word to your mother.
Jason Alexander, that's George's actor's name, right?
Yes.
Bro, he was in Electric State. The new movie that just came out on Netflix today from the Russo brothers, starring Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown. We're doing a review for that. I think we're talking about that on FNT. One, because it's one of the most expensive movies ever made. It's like a $325 million budget for a streaming movie on Netflix by the Russo brothers. And it got savaged by the critics. I haven't watched all of it yet, but I was shocked that he was in it. I was not expecting him to make an appearance, but he does as a big fat.
Oh, Jason
slob.
Alexander. You said George Costanza's his name. Jason Alexander's the actor. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think that's what I said, right?
I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, so Jason Alexander plays George.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was not
He was
expecting
cooking
him to make
MCs like a pound of bacon. The song's in my head now. Sorry.
Young Stav for 10. Actually, Ryan, childhood died as an animated metal video destroying Disney Star Wars. You won't be hit for copyright, and it's really good. Hail, Hi Jay, and Starscream, always been my fave.
Oh, yeah. He's always watching. He's always watching. Shout out to everyone who sends me Starscream stuff in my P.O. box, even though I was hoping for butter dishes. But yeah, thank you.
Obi-Wan John with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Obi-Wan John. Decrepit, sup fuckers. Jay the Transformers comic really is so damn good. Surprising indie other than Spawn is going so hard. Ryan, eat shit and pass at 50. Look, the reason
it's hard. Like, listen, I'm gonna give a spoiler for the comic. If for any Transformers fan, I mean, it's been out for over a year. The very first episode, all the Transformers are like dead, and they get brought back one at a time because something like triggers the Teletran 1, start putting them back together. The first person they bring back is Starscream. The first thing he does is see Bumblebee's body over there and just blasts his face into smithereens. It was great. He picks up humans and just squishes them, man, and like blood flies everywhere. So yeah, it's pretty violent. So just so you know.
Well, look, the whole thing is I don't want to get old. Like that's my thing. I fear getting old. Like, I don't want to have to be one of those people that's in the way all of the time. So I've just thought, like, why should I ever need like 50? After that, I feel like it's all downhill. But Jay, what if I told you there was a way to possibly slow down aging? I'd be down for that. I'm sure you'd be down for that. You
I
don't
definitely
like getting
need
old
it.
either.
Freaking Vanilla Ice reference over here.
What if I were to tell you that we may have a solution for that? NMN. That's nicotinamide mononucleotide, a natural supplement which is vital for the function of 37 trillion cells in your body, which can help reduce weight, cholesterol, even blood pressure in overweight adults, meaning it not only slows down, but can functionally reverse aging. But don't just take my word for it. I mean, who are we, right? We're just a couple guys on the internet talking about stuff. Here's Professor David Sinclair from the Paul F. Glenn Center for Biology of Aging at Harvard Medical School talking about it on Joe Rogan. That's what I want to know. I want to stop aging because, man, if I could just stay this age forever, I'd be perfectly happy.
Very much so. This is a fascinating subject for me, anti-aging. The idea that you'll be able to stop aging or even possibly pull it back or at the very least slow it down. What do you think?
I think that's all on the table. We've been doing this for years in the lab. Now we've just got to figure out how to do it in people.
When I talk to someone like you who's an actual research scientist to this stuff, I always want to know, what are you doing yourself?
How long have you got?
Like, what do you do on a daily basis?
What do I do?
First of all, are you 100 years old?
Getting there.
How old are you?
Turning 50. So
you're turning 50?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought you were 50. I would have figured you were for about 41, 42.
Well, that's kind of you. Well, my brother.
Well, there you go. That's what the anti-aging is all about. But it's really all about NMN.
Is NMN?
Yeah. Good question. So let me take a quick step back.
Sure.
So about 20 years ago, Lenny Guarente and a team of us at MIT discovered a set of genes that controls aging in yeast cells, just brewer's yeast, what you find in beer and bread. And those genes are called sirtuins, and there are 7 of them in our bodies, 5 in yeast. And what they do is they protect all organisms on the planet, plants, bacteria, humans, from deterioration and disease. They're like the Pentagon. They sense when we're hungry, sense when we're exercising, and they send out the troops to defend us. So when you put more of these genes into a yeast cell or a mouse, they'll live longer, between 5 to 20% longer. And so we think that these genes are responsible for the effects of dieting and exercise, which is great. What that means is we can now mimic that with molecules. So NMN is one of those molecules. So
NMN is so efficient, in fact, the FDA is trying to take it away by having it reclassified as a performance-enhancing drug. Absolute bullshit. I've been taking it for several months now. Well, that's not true. I've been taking it for 2 weeks now. So shout out to Black Forest Supplements. I've been taking it for 2 weeks. I don't know if I've had enough time to feel the effects totally, but I'm feeling good. I'm back at the gym. I'm working out.
We were just talking about playing golf.
Well, I do want to play golf, but I've been feeling a noticeable increase at the gym and everything like that, and have more excess energy to create videos and do live streams like this for all you guys, because NMN is one of the main precursors of NAD+, which Professor Sinclair also tells us more about.
So the sirtuins, okay, get this. So sirtuins need NAD to work. Without them, they don't work. In fact, if you don't have NAD in your body, you'd be dead in about 30 seconds. It's a really important molecule. But as we get older, we lose NAD. So by the time you're 50, like I almost am, you have about half the levels of what you had when you were 20. So that's not good. And these sirtuins, they don't protect the body without high levels of NAD.
In other words, as you get older, in order to stay strong, healthy, and mentally alert, you need to supplement your levels of NMN, the precursor to NAD. And Black Forest Supplements, the sponsor of this video and live stream, can help you with that. What's more, for the next 48 hours, Jay, that's it, 48 hours, viewers of this channel can buy 2 and get 1 for free. So order yours now. Link is in the description. Go to blackforestsupplements.com/gamers and you get that buy 2, get 1 free deal for the next 48 hours. Big shout out to Black Forest Supplements and for the super chat that brought up getting older. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
There you go. And thank you, Jay, for helping me.
I put my thumbs up.
I know. It was good. It was good. Do not watch Interstellar if your IQ is above 65. You will hate the movie. Sorry I confused you guys. You're awesome, and I love your channel. My last name is pronounced Doe-T. George Lucas is the Antichrist. Whoa, hold on. I don't agree with that last portion. Andy Doe-T here. Stop that George Lucas slander. Jay, did you ever read the Left Behind series?
I did. I was actually kind of
Nikolai
forced to read
Carpathia,
them a little bit.
Nikolai Carpathia is the Antichrist.
Yeah, no. The Left Behind series was almost like if you went to church, you had to read those things.
Yeah.
Didn't Nicolas Cage make that movie? Like the first one?
So the problem is there have been multiple attempts to do Left Behind movies, and the Nicolas Cage one, when he plays Rayford Steele, is the most ridiculous one.
Yeah.
Because it's like not at all what happens in the book. And I think like a couple years later, they tried to continue on with it with a whole new cast. They did one way back in the day that was much better. A much better adaptation, but it was very low budget.
They've never finished them though.
You gotta finish them, man.
Like the movie series, I'm saying. Like I don't know if they finished. No. I think they finished the book series.
There's like 12 or 14 books in the series. So like the idea of them actually adapting all those would be wild. And there are some pretty big time skips during the tribulation and everything, but yeah.
I go crazy when I hear a cymbal and a hi-hat.
Infamous for Canadian 279. Interstellar is just okay, but the score is goated. Haven't seen it. Reacher is pure American hero gold. It's just kind of like it's just like back to basics. You know what I mean? Not looking to necessarily hit you over the head with anything. Just looking to be, hey, bad guys, good guys kill the bad guys.
It's a simple formula, man. Like
yeah, like that's really all it is. Reacher and Clint Eastwood don't only kill bad guys, they eliminate evil from the world, and it resonates with people on the ground. Yeah, maybe that's true. Decrepit for 2. George isn't coming back ever. No hopium here. He's fucking old, man. George needs to get on that NMN.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grindodrome for 10. Any news on the next season of Terminal List? What I know is that the spinoff is coming soon, but in terms of the second season, I think they're like filming for it, but I don't know when to expect it, which sucks. Like I get Chris Pratt's busy, but I love Terminal List.
I thought it was fantastic.
Like it's funny because the series is very different from the book, not really in like substance in terms of the things that happen in the overall general like feel of what's going on, but in terms of in the book you immediately know what's going on in terms of like who set these people up and like all this while the character's trying to figure all of this out. Whereas when they translated it to television, probably rightfully so, they decided it would probably be best to hold that back and let the mystery develop as you're showing it on screen rather than reading it. Probably the right idea, but it worked. Linko Kenobi Delta Entertainment for $20. What's up? Did you guys read about the Star Wars Underworld series and the Star Wars 1313 gameplay video we could have had? I did a video on them. Wish they came out. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. Hail to 199.
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday.
It's
And
kinda
about the
wild to me
budget,
because it's
stuff
tough
like that.
because it's not new news.
Yeah, they actually released like old footage of it like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Right? Just like
some
test footage.
screening,
Yeah.
test screens and stuff that they did. That's the why I don't even I guess the only thing that like Rick McCallum revealed that is probably new is truly like the budgets. Like we knew there were over 50 scripts that were like either ready or potentially ready. In 2011, George Lucas was speaking about this and he said, you know, we've got 50 hours ready to film right now, but the problem is we can't do it. And he started talking about investing in technology to make it available to do things like that for cheaper, which is what the volume was. So it is kind of crazy that it's getting so much like recycled like news about it. But apparently there's a lot of people that had never heard of it. So I guess that does make sense. But yeah, we knew about the Star Wars Underworld series for a while, and like 4 or 5 years ago we got those videos that they had taken, you know, from the testing that they had been doing, because they wanted to do some of that. They wanted to see how much it's going to cost, how to do this, how to do that, and that's how they settled on that 40 million number.
Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know.
I'm gonna kill you.
That song is stuck in my head. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. All right. I think it's because that sneakers trailer.
Oh, is that in there?
No, it's not, but just brought back those days.
Magnum Norse. Ariana Grande needs to eat food.
Drink a protein shake or something.
Aldo's Journal for $1.99. Zegler's just been cast as Evita on IDN Musical.
Yes, I talked about that yesterday. I was like, I'm not sure. I feel like that this might be not the end of her movie career, but she's probably going to do very well on Broadway and doing that types of stuff for her career. I think, and also Ryan said it too. It's like that's probably what she enjoys doing even more. She just did Romeo and Juliet, I believe, not that long ago before the Snow White stuff. So now she's just gonna do like stage plays and stuff like that for a while.
And you know, we did talk about this yesterday, and you suggested I think that's actually like Rachel Zegler, probably what she like when she was doing these and singing these songs on YouTube. She seems like a theater kid. She's already done the Romeo and Juliet thing. I feel like it's probably interesting to her. And I don't know if anybody wants her to star in their movies anymore, quite personally. So I think this is probably the better spot for her overall. But yeah, we got this. Snow White star Rachel Zegler signs to play Ava Perón, or signs to play Ava Perón in Evita at the London Palladium. So yes, Evita, the play. I think it's a Andrew Lloyd Webber thing as well. That's what she's going to do. And you know what? I think that's probably best for her. Probably best for her to stick to that. And, you know, she is a good singer. I don't know how it is when it comes to her stage acting and how that goes, because I can't say I've ever seen her in something like that. But certainly is probably going to be better for her than Snow White. And Snow White just cannot escape the controversy, Jay.
No.
Because this has been a thing for 4 years at this point, ever since Peter Dinklage went off. And Peter Dinklage said, you know, I think it's really disparaging to have little people in holes digging and mining. It's just disgusting. And basically every other dwarf actor was like, hey, you dumb fuck. These are 7 parts that come up whenever they remake Snow White. Like, those are kind of important to us as dwarf actors. We don't get too many roles like that. How about you sit down and shut up, Peter Dinklage? And now that backlash from little people, dwarf actors, midgets, I don't know how they want to be called, but the backlash from them is still pretty strong even today. Disney Snow White remake slammed by dwarf actors for replacing them with CGI. Bodybuilder and performer Chun Tan said he fears the decision could negatively affect the careers of people with dwarfism. The live-action remake of Disney Classic set to hit streams March 21st, but instead of real actors, computer-generated images will be used to portray the seven dwarves. The decision has sparked outrage among some actors who have traditionally played these much-loved roles in Snow White pantomimes. He told Mail Online, I think Disney is trying too hard to be politically correct, but in doing so, damaging our careers and opportunities. There's really nothing wrong casting someone with dwarfism as a dwarf in any given opportunity. As long as we're treated equally and with respect, we're usually far more happy to take on any acting roles that are suitable for us. We saw the same thing from this person right here. Snow White slammed by Little Women LA guest star over use of CGI dwarves. We were shut out. Ali Chapman called out Disney. It's a movie that's supposed to have real dwarves. Instead, Disney chose to use CGI to replace actors and actresses that are little people that are very talented. I mean, Hornswoggle was calling this out 2 years ago, and even more than that when Peter Dinklage initially made the comments. It just doesn't stop for this movie. Whether it's the anti-Israeli people who don't like Gal Gadot, whether it's just normal people who don't like Rachel Zegler, whether it's Disney fans that don't like Rachel Zegler, whether it's the very same community you tried to appease to by saying we're going to be politically correct and not portray dwarves as real people in this, they're pissed off too. Disney can do nothing right when it comes to this movie.
So speaking of little people, I almost said the midget word, but breaking news from the Hobbit community. Apparently, I'm going to add this to stay. I got to remove yours. Hold on. Add mine. Snow White actor says cast was screwed by Disney scrapping big premiere. So apparently there is a little person in the film, but he's upset at Disney.
So, do you know? So he plays one of the bandits, right?
Yeah.
The group that is not the dwarves, which I've been telling people for fucking years, and people keep doubling down on that bullshit, right? That leaked image was actually supposed to be the dwarves, right? I've been telling people for 2 years about this shit. It's the bandits. It's a different group, and there is one little person in it.
Yeah. So now he's mad at Disney.
Can you click on the article?
How come you're not doing the big premiere? Let me pull this up. With the let me see if I can blow it up a little bit. So the ads on this thing are insane. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm
Snow White
grumpy.
actor says, "Yeah, I'm grumpy." Disney rolls up red carpet over controversies. There it is. Snow White's been drowning in controversy for months.
He's doing the voice of one of them. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So he's the voice of Grumpy, one of the seven dwarfs in the new flick. He's seriously bummed and a bit pissed Disney axed what would have been a massive premiere for such a major film, all because the ongoing controversy surrounding the film star Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler. This was a video of, I don't want to play because it's going to play an ad, but basically,
you don't need to play it. Yeah,
this was Gal screaming, "Please go see the film, please!" Basically, what she said. So, yeah, and then they talk about the trailer and some of the controversies and stuff like that. So the little people are not mad; they're angry, Ryan. They're freaking angry, and that's the one community I don't want to upset. And Disney's done a great job in upsetting both sides of the Hobbit people back and forth. They've really done a great job on that. They're mad that they're not going to the premiere. They're mad that they didn't get hired. And they're mad that they would actually, one person was mad that actually Peter there was that they would actually use little people. So what a mess.
Someone says there's never another group. There is another group. They're called the Bandits. And wait till the movie comes out and they're going to be there. You're going to see the Portland baristas in all their glory that are there along with the dwarves.
Angry
that
little
is the
elves.
other group. It's who they are, the Bandits. It's been out there for 2 years. A lot of people still don't believe it, but I guess you'll see in 6 days. That's what they are.
Angry little elves.
Angry elves. where do we leave off here? Invincible season 3 was fantastic and was much better than season 2. Definitely worth a watch. God bless. Hail the Fellowship of the 199. I haven't watched Invincible. I haven't read Invincible, so I don't know. I've heard good things about it, but I've never watched it. Sketch for 2. Black blah blah.
Thank
you. Is that the new casting for Harry Potter? Jeremy's hairy vagina. Marry, fuck, kill 3 love interests from Reacher.
That would be a Ryan question.
Marry season 1, fuck season 2, and probably kill season 3. We haven't seen Duffy's fuck yet, and also her accent's a little annoying. So, Andy plays games. Jenna Ortega looks exactly like a female Pete Davidson. There, ruined it for you. Look it up. The GCA Boondock Saints watch party will be Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll also be watching the second movie Monday after ABF stream.
Oh, that's awesome,
Boy.
because Monday on the Drunk 3PO channel for the Monday Hangover, we are going to be going over Boondock Saints. And then
Really?
Yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day. We picked a St. Patrick's Day movie. There's a few people on the panel that's never seen it. I need a refresher. It's been a while since I've seen it. And then we'll go over to Critic List. So yeah, and like put all our stuff up there. Blaine from Critic List joins us. Mo Zamboni, who's in the chat, he's on the panel. We have a great time. And I love it that other people are doing watch parties so that they can review it with us in the chat. We have a great time. Like we pull up other people's reviews, stuff like that. So if you don't have a Critic List, it's a great resource, especially if you're starting a YouTube channel, because like after you post your review, you could also post your video. So if other people like are checking your review out, they can watch your YouTube video review. So kind of neat.
Raven Blacksparrow, Jay, get an iPad. Get 3 months of Apple TV free.
An iPad. What do they go for nowadays?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, I don't. Last time I had an Apple product, I think I had an iPhone in 2011 or 2012 or something. And I made the switch to Samsung after that. And I've never gone back. And maybe I didn't have Samsung for like 12 straight years, but at the very least Android in some way. Now, if like I get handed an Apple, like a piece of Apple technology, I have no idea how to work it. Like I have no fucking idea how to go back, how to do any of this shit. It's pretty bad. So
Chris Gore selling them. Shout out. Who said that in the chat?
I thought that was real when I saw Chris tweet that out. I was like, this looks sleazy, man.
Like, picture of
It's a picture of me with a helicopter landing pad on my head.
Yeah.
I thought it was real, and I'm like, bro, Chris, this is kind of a bad look.
But...
all right. Whatever. I'm signing these fucking iPads for people. I'm like, what? Of all people to hack, it's Chris Gore. Devour Fetulence, Mr. Drummond. River Miles, Jason Alexander, George Costanza, like Jeremy Prime, D-Day Cobra. Yeah, everyone knows him as George Costanza. S-tier arcade 3PO stream while I play AC Black Flag.
Oh, great
Thank you
game.
very much.
Great game.
Butter Biscuit. Is there really no way to shorten the ad? Holy cow. It's so long, it takes out of the show. Well, I did shorten it. I played the videos at 1.5 times speed. So hopefully that helps you out a little bit. We're caught up over on the local side. Okay. Want to make sure I didn't miss anything over there. AC Black Flag is still top tier.
Yeah, I think it's the best one.
Thunderclad for 10. Theme bar question for Jay. When Epic Universe officially opens, do you think Universal's other parks would be less busy? Be nice to visit and not have the parks crowded as fuck.
Okay, so I'm going to say maybe not, because Epic Universe right now, it all depends on when you go. Epic Universe right now, the only way you can get a ticket to go in is if you buy tickets to the other two. It's basically you got to buy
Gotta buy a package,
package deal, which includes the other parks. But they did just release, and I have to go through this because we're going to be talking about it on the next live stream. They did release single day tickets, but they throw it out there and they're like single day tickets now available. But there's all these little stipulations that you just got to double check before you just jump in and say, oh, now I can buy a single day ticket and go in, because they're trying to make it where the other parks are not less crowded. They don't want the other parks forgotten. Like, that's the thing. They did. There is a rumor out there saying like they won't even announce an annual pass until over another year. So we'll see how that goes. They might only be selling single day tickets if you stay in the hotel type of thing, but we'll see. I'm going to go over that. When see, Joe says, I think single day tickets are now available for Florida residents. So there's a lot of little things that we're going to break down and go over. So make sure you subscribe to Park Hoppin'. But there will be a time, I'm not sure when, where they'll just say you can buy a single day ticket to Epic Universe. But what we have been hearing is that for the first year, they don't want that park overcrowded, Epic Universe,
they want to control it
year. So they're going to keep the numbers very low so people aren't waiting 4 hours to ride one attraction. That's what we are hearing. There's nothing an official statement, but we know people that work there and like the stuff that's going out. So that is possibly what they're trying to do, is control the crowd. So when people go there for the first year, they can experience everything, because the park is so massive. It is so massive that you might only get stuck in one section and your whole day is over. So we'll get through it. But yeah, I think the Universal and stuff, I don't think they'll be less crowded, but they probably will show signs once that single day ticket is available. Like once it's available. But that's the thing. They're not selling like 3 days. So people come out of town, they're like, I want to do 4 days at Epic. They're not selling that as of yet. It's like one ticket. So we'll go through it all.
Udite for 2. Saw Vanilla Ice just before the Coof. He still got it.
Yeah, he lives in I think he lives in Fort Lauderdale. You never know. You'll see him with his rag top down so his hair can blow.
Mike Hill for 5. Want advice about anti-aging? Just ask Paul Rudd what he does. That's true. Whatever Marvel got him on fucking works. Paul Rudd does not look like he's aged very much. Dumb and Dumber for 199. I eat lots of M&Ms and I don't feel any better. Well,
what kind? Almond, peanut, plain.
Wait, you eat almond M&Ms?
No. I was asking what kind he eats. No, I'm peanut M&Ms guy. I'm peanut M&Ms.
I do like peanut M&Ms. Typically, what I do around Halloween, I put out a bowl that has a combination of normal M&Ms and peanut M&Ms. You know, so you can get
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's what I like.
They also have pretzels and ones with peanut butter in there. I'd say keep it simple, man. A lot of people are saying they like the peanut butter ones. All right.
I've never been big on the peanut butter ones. I like the crunch of the normal ass big old peanut M&M. Knee pain for 5J. How much do I have to super chat you to rap the whole song while wearing a onesie?
Ask me on my channel one day.
Tobias, while that might slow the process, aging is the process of cell death, along with imperfect DNA repair sequences to our bodies. Maybe with CRISPR tech and good help to slow it, but never halt it. Well, I don't think you can live forever, Tobias, but maybe slow down the process. Russian Lollipop. Happy Tuesday, boys. G&G does feel like 2 different shows, depending on who's hosting. Fun and entertaining with you guys. Then there's the other guys.
Rolling in my 5.0.
Tobias, for context, there's only 2 animals on Earth that are considered biologically immortal. Lobsters and Turritopsis dornal, the immortal jellyfish, only dying from predation or molt failure. Lobsters never die. Do lobsters die of old age?
I think they've found a couple that they've aged, a lot.
Lobsters are known for their remarkable longevity. They don't die of old age in the traditional sense, but rather from exhaustion during molting, disease, or predation. Despite their long lifespans and ability to continuously grow, lobsters are not considered biologically immortal. That's kind of crazy, though, that they live for that long. But we just fucking pull them out of the sea.
Aren't they like the cockroaches of the sea? Or is that shrimp?
I'm not a big seafood guy. I don't like it. You know, can I have some like fried catfish or something? Fried perch, sure. But I'm not a seafood guy. I don't want lobster. I don't care if you're dipping it in butter. Like I'm just not a seafood guy. Never have been.
I like a good lobster.
River Miles for 10. I've heard of Big Mad, but Little Mad is new to me. Hi, Kira. Always funny to see companies go so progressive that they circle around to being racist, bigots, and exclusionary to the people they are pandering to.
It always seems to work that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how the Lilo and Stitch trailer is going. There's a couple people that are very mad about it. And this is not a new story. It's an old story that is now being rehashed. But we didn't get to it yesterday. So we're going to watch it today. Jay, the trailer for the Lilo and Stitch live action movie came out yesterday or the day before. And honestly, for the most part, it was received pretty well. Now we're going to watch this trailer. I never saw Lilo and Stitch, the animated movie. Was just never interested in watching it. Heard fine things about it, but never for me. But the live action version is coming. Are you ready?
Yes.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment. Where is he?
He escaped.
He's trying to find the police cruisers.
He took the red one. What hideous planet is caught in your crosshairs?
Shooting star! I wish for a friend. Like a best friend.
What the hell?
He's so cute and fluffy.
He is your responsibility. Got it.
We promise.
Yeah.
Get down from there!
Look like an angel.
No. Control him. Hey, what are you doing?
Talk like an angel.
No. Dog's on the table.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
Rough.
Ew. We are not keeping this thing.
Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.
Or forgotten.
Stitch that.
Sometimes family isn't perfect. That doesn't mean they aren't good. That was close. I don't think you're supposed to drink that.
Agent Cobra Bubbles, we have a blue dog to catch.
No, wait.
No. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3, Stitch. 1.
Now, Jay, have you seen Lilo and Stitch, the movie?
Yeah, I seen it a while back.
Does this
This
look like? Go
yeah,
ahead. How
it
do you
look-
feel about this trailer then? Seeing that,
It looks fine. Families will take their children to see this. I bet this will bust $1 billion. I bet it'll bust $1 billion easy. Just because, like, if these other live actions are doing it, other than Snow White, I think this will bust $1 billion.
what I've seen for the most part has been mostly positive from people, even people that haven't necessarily liked a lot of these live actions are like, I haven't liked the Disney stuff, but this actually looks really good compared with what
Yeah.
they're familiar with in the original. However, some people are not very happy about this, Jay, and they're not happy because of the castings. The very same people that celebrate Black Little Mermaid and say that skin color shouldn't matter, the very same people that celebrate Latina Snow White, the very same people that cheer on a black Snape because skin color shouldn't be important. For 2 years, they've been talking about the casting, specifically for Nani in this movie. This is from April 23rd, 2023. Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch remake sparks another debate about colorism in Hollywood. And that's kind of what we're seeing now. They gave Nani actress a spray tan or whatever to cover up the fact that they hired a Wasian to play a brown-skinned indigenous Hawaiian girl. Can't make this up. This has 150,000.
Wait, what did she call them?
Wasian. Now, Wasian, it's just a slang term that means like somebody of mixed ethnicity, right? A white and Asian person.
Okay, I have never heard that in my life.
Well, you got to be
sorry. I have never. Maybe I'm just late to the party here. I've never heard of a Wasian before. Am I even allowed to say it?
Yeah, it's just a slang term.
Okay,
it's not like a slur. Like, I don't know. Maybe white Asian people do consider it a slur, but I've heard it thrown around a lot. So
anybody in the chat heard this? Are you alone? Am I alone in this? In the first time hearing this? All right.
You're not hip, Jay. You're not up with the slang.
I'm not up with
the way that kids speak these days. Okay. But
Maybe
this was from the beginning a bone of contention, because even though the actress was born in Hawaii, lived in Hawaii, grew up in Hawaii, she's essentially half Polynesian, half white, from my understanding. And she's one of those people that it seems like if she gets a lot of sun, she looks pretty dark. If she doesn't get a lot of sun, she looks a lot lighter. And people were furious about this 2 years ago. The same people that have been saying skin color doesn't matter, blah, 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 all of this shit, right? That's one of her looking like rather light. Whereas here is one of her looking rather dark. Both Sydney and Maya are native Hawaiians. Stop comparing an indigenous girl to a white Filipino woman who took a role knowing she's not indigenous to Hawaii, despite it being central to the character. Settler logic, right? The same people that have cheered all of this shit on, despite her being, half Polynesian, half white, the same people that have been saying skin color doesn't matter, they're fucking furious about this stuff. Like right here, Lilo and Nani aren't supposed to be light-skinned. This is what they're supposed to look like. Colorism is really outrageous, bruh. They're still Hawaiians, okay, but an important part of the movie is they're dark-skinned Hawaiian women and the struggles they deal with regarding COS, tourism, etc. Lilo is literally ousted by a white girl and other lighter-skinned light girls. Not a surprise. Comments turned off. This is 200,000 likes. So these people they're pandering to, that they have been pandering to, that have been excusing away every other casting saying this doesn't matter, they're furious about this. Now, you know what? I am totally fine with asking for authentic castings and things like that. In fact, that's what we've been saying for a long fucking time. You are the ones who have been saying none of that shit matters until it matters, right? None of it matters until it matters. And now apparently it matters to you. Not that someone was born in Hawaii, raised in Hawaii, is half Polynesian and half white, but they're too light for the role. They're just too light-skinned for the role, Jay. You got other people that are mad because this character's disguise is supposed to be in the movie, apparently. They go around dressed in drag, and erasing Pleakley's drag and substituting it for human suits is bad because Disney wants to appease transphobes, but it's also bad because it completely misses the joke, right? That's got 150,000 likes.
Okay. My deep thought analysis of this whole situation is that these people are seriously retarded. There is nothing else to say. What do they do every day? Are they real? Do they have a job? How do you even make posts like this? That's all I have. These people are retarded. Am I allowed to say that? I've never heard of Wasian before. Wasian. Now they care about what an alien dresses like? Word to your mother.
Word
I don't know what
to
else
your
to
mother.
say, dude. This is like mental illness on full display for the world to see.
Look, man, I'm all for authentic
Probably shouldn't have
castings,
said all that,
right?
but
I'm all for authentic castings. But holy shit, this is the only time you have this energy. Not when they turn Ariel black,
it's so
right?
stupid,
Like
man.
because somebody is half white and born in Hawaii, raised in Hawaii, Polynesian ancestry, Hawaiian ancestry, all that stuff. But no, not for us. We can't do that.
That's great. That's really great. You know what they need to bring back? If they really want to be upset, there used to be a ride. I mean, way back when the Magic Kingdom was a nice place to visit, called Stitch's Great Escape. I don't know if you probably have never heard of it. It shut
I've
down
heard
like
of it.
I
I've
think
never
in
been on it.
2019. You know, the reason why one of the main reasons why they shut that ride down is because parents would bring their children, and it was one of the most traumatizing rides that Disney ever made. It was so traumatizing. Children would scream bloody murder and run out of that thing. And you could just, there were people that actually, like way back in 2015, there were people that would just wait at the exit, seeing how traumatized children were on that ride coming out of it. Because basically, you get what happened was, and it was replaced by an even more traumatizing ride called Alien Encounter. You sit in a chair, and they lock you in this chair, right? And you're locked in, and then all of a sudden the lights go out, and an alien shows up, and they have it like it's walking on your head and about to bite your face and stuff. Oh my gosh, man. It was hilarious. These kids would freak out, dude, thinking that some alien was about to eat them. It was and they closed it down. So, because they're like a little too intense.
Stitch has always seemed pretty popular from what I've seen, especially with kids and everything. I think in a similar way to like Minions being popular, just fucking utter chaos and like dumb shit. And you can't really understand what they're saying, but like things like, you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of always how I've thought about them. I've never seen the movie though. I've just seen clips and I've seen people talking about Lilo and Stitch.
Well, let me make a correction. You're right. It was Alien Encounter first. That was very traumatizing, and then they switched it to say you're correct. I probably said it reverse because I was trying to explain it, but yeah.
Tobias, take my super chats with a grain of salt, though. I'm not a biologist or a scientist. I'm just a fur who loves to learn cool science facts and share them. Thanks, Tobias.
Really, not a biologist.
Beardo's Dorito-shaped body. What flavor do y'all think Beardo is? Don't want to think about it. What do you think, Jay?
I don't want to think about it either.
Jeremy the
Probably
Cyborg.
Diet flavor. Sorry, I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
Jeremy the Cyborg for 5. I hate Vanilla Ice. Despise Ice Ice Baby as it ruins Aerosmith's Under Pressure for me. I hear the start and think, yeah, Aerosmith and Ice Ice Baby. And then he does correct himself. I would have corrected him. Meant Queen, not Aerosmith.
Oh, Queen, yeah. Under Pressure. Right.
Yeah. And if like
I was like, Aerosmith?
No, it's different. It goes doon 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 doon.
Yeah. Till he got held upside down outside of some apartment building and signed the rights over.
Nick Hammerschmidt for 5. I'm glad Ryan looks happy around Jay. He seems annoyed with everyone else except maybe Chrissy.
He's pretty annoyed with me most of the time too. Don't let it fool you.
Hide it better around Jay.
Yeah.
I know he'll take it to heart. Taker for 5. Ubisoft. We're gonna tank our game by putting in a character no one wants in ancient Japan. Warner Brothers, hold my butterbeer. It's pretty good. Barry Dixon Butts. I don't eat nuts because I'm not gay.
Love the avatar.
Blue-eyed Scorpio for 2. Heroes get remembered, but lobsters never die. Well, apparently that's the case, which is kind of fucking wild. Raiden Roach. Y'all remember Jim Carrey doing a parody called White White Baby on In Living Color? I've seen the clip of it before.
Yes.
Golden nuggets for £5. This is the only stream where I end up with depression, but luckily no foot fungus.
Sorry to hear that.
Golden nuggets. I'm a seafood guy. I see food and I eat it.
Never heard that one before.
Good old dad joke there. No hot lifeguard. 0 out of 10. I haven't seen the movie. Jeremy's crushed toe for 2. Wasians greater than Blasians. You never heard Blasians? Black Asians? You never heard that term?
It's not ringing a bell.
I've heard of a lot of different ways to classify people of all different races, Jay. Some appropriate, some not appropriate. So I'm more learned than you, I suppose. Congrats, Jay. Your son is Wasian.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Nicholas Gore for 2. Word to your mother,
Word to your
Jay.
mother.
Fake Thai dude. I'm half Asian, half European. First time I've heard this shit. The sweet progress of retardation.
Indeed.
Well, people whisper it behind your back, fake Thai dude. Derek Anderson, the DA for 5. Maybe Disney thought it was important for a little light-skinned Hawaiian girls to see themselves in a movie. Ain't that how this works? Good point, DA. Good point. Like, holy shit.
DA's freaking awesome if you don't know. DA's freaking awesome channel.
Taker for 5. Ryan, does mudblood mean one parent is non-magical or both parents are not magical? That dude called the actress a racial mudblood in a way. Pretty much anything that's not pure blood, but typically it's reserved for muggle-borns, specifically of no wizarding blood. Let's see. HTH Inder, Highlander for 2. Ryan, what are the 3 baseballs behind you? Signed? Yeah, those are signed. I've got Trevor Hoffman, Ryan Sandberg, and Fergie Jenkins behind me. Also got fucking like 100 other signed baseballs in storage somewhere that I need to get out at some point. Aurora Uplinks for 2. Glad the Lilo Stitch movie sounds good live action. Comics Dad for 2. Stitch is a small ray of hope for Disney. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I do think that that's the stream, Jay.
Oh, man, look at that. You hit it.
1 minute over. But I know Jay's a busy guy. He's got stuff to do today, so we didn't want to go too far over.
I appreciate it. So if you're asking me what I got going on, I got nothing.
Yes.
I'm about to leave the house. That's about it.
Well,
I might get some sun.
I've got fucking FNT coming up in a couple hours here. And yeah, just more of the same.
That's about it.
But hey, thank you guys. We appreciate y'all being here. We will be back.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. We can actually say it this time. And we'll see you on Monday for G&G Daily with Ryan and Jay. Bye, everybody.